Hello, everybody. 'Tis I, Anna Belinda. And we are going to try to finish up Beacon Pines today, since I won't be playing this weekend. And Summerween, my Summerween is ending soon. And next week, I want to play the Doki Doki Literature Club, because, school is also starting. So, of course, we gotta, end with, a super creepy school episode, right? It's like the beach episode, except for, I don't like the heat, so I forget. I like to forget about summer. But anyway, this weekend I also have a big event. I'm face painting for 4 hours. But, I'm getting that cash money. And that actually might be a regular thing for me. So, regular little side gig that, that you don't often get the opportunity for. It's a unique opportunity that only if you work with kids and you're an artist do the two combine and you become a face painting artist. And it's like a very specific set of skills. You got to be able to talk to the kids, and you also have to be able to paint things, because if you don't paint very good, and if you don't know how to use your rainbow cakes, or in this instance, one stroke, they call it one stroke art, which I am really good. If you guys want to learn, one stroke art, I cannot recommend, Donna Dewberry enough. She's awesome on YouTube. She is, really long time ago, that's how I learned how to do it. Back when things were in books still, you had to read books. There wasn't a YouTube back then. You had to pull out the old DVDs. Or have a VHS tape of somebody doing it. Or watch it on TV show. I don't know if she's ever been on TV like Bob Ross, but she's pretty well known in the painting community. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot today, and then actually school starts this week, so that's a lot. But we're gonna go ahead and squish into gaming, because I am eager to keep going here. Make myself a little bit smaller. Oh no, they're gonna tear through the room. Sunny's making cuckoo noises. I need that visual aid, book diagrams, just don't cut it. Hey, back in the day, that's how I learned art. You had the visual diagrams and stuff. That's actually a part of how I learned the Chinese calligraphy style of art. There was actually one Chinese exchange student in my high school, and she taught us all how to do Chinese calligraphy with the lettering and stuff. But then I learned on my own, through a book. I had a Chinese calligraphy where you learn the art style and stuff with the ink and the watercolors. The Dragonette actually entirely learned origami from a Japanese book. She literally learned only from pictures. No written instruction, just pictures. I was even surprised by that, because I know she don't know no Japanese. But she learned it anyway that way. It was pretty cool to watch her learn it that way. But anyway, hello, Hunty Badger. How are you doing today? Hey, did it go through finally? Couldn't be me. It did. I'm gonna have to order one to see what it looks like. Yay, it finally went through. Thank you, Mr. Brogath. It finally did. We've been waiting for 3 days for this coloring book to finally be available on Amazon. I actually have not ordered a copy for myself yet, which I really need to, especially since we have a Comic-Con coming up. So I did these. You're getting over COVID, but better every day. Nice. At least you're finally getting over it. I think I've had it 1 or 2 times. But it never, even though I say I'm an old dragon, I'm a middle-aged dragon. So I get over things pretty easily. And yes, even dragons are affected by COVID. Ah, cool, you ordered one. Wonder when it's gonna be here. It says Saturday. So it might be here Saturday, which would be pretty cool. Friday. Yay! Because my mother is actually coming to visit, and she would be super excited to see a coloring book. Probably should have ordered 2, actually. You want to order another one? Because I'm sure she's going to want to take one home with her. And then maybe we'll send some up for Christmas. Because my grandma will then complain that I gave her one and not her. And it's going to be like a whole ordeal. Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah. Grandma's going to call me, but why didn't I get one? Why didn't you get me one, Belinda? Did you forget about your old grandmother? Be like, shut the fuck up, Grandma. Oh, no. Okay. Like, but I think if I ever told my grandma to shut the fuck up, she'd probably, like, reach across the phone and, like, virtual space and just slap the shit out of me. Or just hit me with her cane, her oxygen tank. Hit me with her oxygen tank. That's what she'll do. 2 for now. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm super excited that my coloring book, I did all those on stream, by the way. She would pat you on the head and say she wished you wouldn't talk that way. She probably would. My grandma was like the sweetest old lady. That's what she would do. She would. One time on social media, I called Mr. Bogath. I forget what I called him. I think I called him a bitch or something. And my grandma said that I shouldn't talk that way to my husband because that wasn't how a lady should be. And I'm like, have you ever known me to be a lady? I'm a dragon. Literally a dragon. Cannot. Will not stop. Oh, it was me that called. No. I called you a name. And then I think you called me a name back. And then she said that we shouldn't do that. It was like 200 years ago. I don't remember. It was probably like 200 years ago. We're all like really old, immortal beings at this point, so. But yeah, make sure you go check that out. I'm gonna have to do a Twitter post later about that. Woo, yay. Gonna leave it up here. But I did all of I actually did all the coloring book pages on stream. You can actually see them on YouTube now because, those VODs aren't available anymore here on Twitch. You could probably see some of the clips. I might have some clips on my TikTok or YouTube or Twitch. But you could definitely see the old VODs on YouTube. Because that was like back at I think we started at Christmas. And then it took us like forever and a day. Alright, Beacon Pines. It took us forever to finish that. And then we had to learn some things. And we used Atticus for this one and never again. Because we thought Atticus would be the best. Oh, thank you, Hunty Badger. Have a good dinner. Why do I not have... Oh, I just realized I don't have any sound coming through my headphones. You all have sound, but I do not. We just gonna have to fix that. I know it's wrong, though. Fixed.
The source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived.
Oh, it took us back. So let's see.
He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed and nothing more. As
Luca no, wait. I think I am supposed to be here.
The past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere.
This was only yesterday, but I already don't remember where I am.
Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy.
The clipboards. The zombies. I can't hear it. Oh. I'll turn it up a little bit louder.
But right now,
can you hear it now?
One thing that Luca needed to know.
Okay.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to
Ooh.
his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
It's a bit quiet still. I have it like at -20 right now.
His numb hands hit something hard.
There we go.
Headstone.
A
A dry
headstone.
whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
They even remade his tombstone. Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Uh-oh. It's Mr. Kerr. We gotta hide. Uh-oh. 259K. Fall off distance, still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. Truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Nice. Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Oh, wow, it like smooth. Haha, weirdo. That sounds an awful lot like Rollo and Luca, doesn't it? Here, I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. Thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Nice. Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled this switcheroo off for a reason, right? That mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source, it must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate will happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
Uh-oh. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. I'm gonna go fuck some stuff up. Let's do this. Okay, so we can't. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Thank you, Caleb. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Aw, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. We're gonna poke around. Make sure we don't have any charms.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow.
Hey!
2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Okay. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously.
Ah.
He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
He hid some. He got treasure from a long time ago. What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yup. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. I guess horror, I think. It's Beacon Pines. I wouldn't necessarily, it's about kids, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's for kids. There's like some slight cussing in there. I mean, it might be like, I don't know, PG-13. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. When I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grunt-up found him and tossed him. Well, that explains why he couldn't find him, huh?
Iggy triumphantly
There's a new
raised
town.
the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. It is, yeah. If you watch more of it, you'll understand. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. There's like a whole thing. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Nice. Wonder if we could get anywhere else. Nope. Do a little bit of exploring. See if we can't, like, find some more charms, because charms are necessary sometimes to have, like, extra choices. Yeah, they planted a whole new town. This is basically the original town.
Up to the edge of the hole, with
And like they
bewilderment in
moved
their
people
eyes.
out into like a different town so they could rebuild a whole new town. And then trick them all into thinking it was the old town.
Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I could see why they wanted to move us out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Uh-oh. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr! Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. Rollo's not locked in there with them. They're locked in with Rollo, exactly. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any well this enough to explain it. But fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens, no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you are destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. What happened to Beck? Oh! I don't think Beck's in this part. Because this is the part where, we, shoved Iggy into the puddle. So this is that other branch from a while ago. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. So no, Beck, no. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Uh-oh. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Now he's still got that box. Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. But, that's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into
So
the
an any
future.
adventure horror game, got you. Yeah, it's like a choose your own adventure game, except for you eventually play through all the endings, so you can get the actual ending. It's pretty cool. It's just us now, Iggy. You could put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed
The
the
real
firework
question is
into
what
the
will happen if you throw Kerr into the well? But I mean, he is twice as big as they are. Ooh! Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Uh-oh.
Iggy tried to twist away.
Well, I guess what you wished for is coming true, Mr. Rogath.
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just
We're
before
about
it
to
slipped.
find out.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
Like, I'll show you later. Like, when we get to a part that we can, like, go back and pick another ending, I think. You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use this walkie-talkie to call him back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. Oh, you should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young. Mr. Kerr would not
With
do
a wild
something
look
like
in his
that.
eye,
Exactly.
Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Rum dum dum, ruppity dum dum. Wow, can you believe this guy? Yeah, we got a charm.
His hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kurt, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay. Luca's pretty damn strong, right?
Iggy loosened his grasp.
You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh, here we go. Luca had no choice but to Iggy's request. Ooh. This is where we can always come back to. Let's do refuse.
Luca
We gotta
had no
refuse
choice
Iggy's
but to
request.
refuse
Power up,
Iggy's
Iggy. Go
request.
even further
He tightened his
beyond.
grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket.
We can come back later.
A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help.
Well, I meant Luca, but either way.
He begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards.
I bet this is an
Mr.
end.
Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now.
Mirror. Oh my god. He's gotta prime
Mr. Kerr
himself
began
up.
pulling his tousled
I think
hair.
the southern aristocrat
that's better.
voice
Mr. Van Horn,
serves
I
Mr.
applaud
Kerr
your
well.
sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
And we'll go back and accept now. Do you see what I did? So now we can go back and accept
Luca
the
had
request.
no choice but to
And we'll get a
accept
different ending.
Iggy's request.
So it's like I love this that it's like a choose your own adventure
Luca
thing.
watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Goodbye, Iggy. He finally turned out to be a good guy.
The two
Good guy he
silhouettes were
always
swallowed
wanted to
by
be.
darkness.
Oh wow, what a send-off though for Iggy. He gets fireworks. Like, see, if you look, like I can't hit B right now, but I'll show you. Like that little tree with all the flowers. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Poor Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Oh snap. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus lucumine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks make the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Mm-hmm. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny.
I wonder if this is like the correct.
In Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What?
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it?
No, that was totally a hint.
Just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Me
No way.
too.
I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
You gotta do it with the new words,
Let's go back and
exactly.
find something more definitive.
Alright, so it says 2. Oh, we got Sly over there. Oh, we got Sly and Chill. Let's pick Sly. Now we've got like
Classic.
3
Good cop,
choices for this one.
Sly
Yeah, I gotta
cop
redo it with the new words.
interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Oh, it's Beck's
With a
turn.
few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
Nice. What? What's going on here? You're that Modwell girl. Please, call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Flynn.
This guy, he shouldn't have been
This
trusted
was
with
gonna
no
be
plans.
easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here to...
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yup, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we were gonna destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure can't finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good, there is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing, really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. Wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. Turns out Rollo screaming like Batman in his face wasn't the best method after all. That's surprising, right? That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and know where to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a
Turns out
tune.
Beck's the good cop, bad cop. We'll have to go back and do the other one. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly.
Beck the bullshitter, exactly. Oh my God, Rollo. Love Rollo. The password, Rollo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard the password on the radio. A good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be... Oh! It's an anagram! Nun Crean's junk store.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Fucking Rollo. That's probably from Hank the Atomic, though. Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's new rug store. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Good old Rollo. He comes in clutch. It's autism. Yeah, Rollo's got the tism. That's how he did it. He got the tism. All autism people love the ciphers, don't they? I should know. There's like several people I know that have a touch of the tism. Call it. It's what our friend group calls it. It's the touch. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Oh, where were we going? Oh, the drugstore, that's right. There's perennial harvest. Oh, you're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really just wants to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as a mayor so that you can make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what the Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. But all this inevitably goes wrong. Who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. The town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Well, he's in a hurry, ain't he? It's getting late, children. Where's she off to, then? Where was I going again? I love how I just, like, forget all the time. I'm like, where am I going again?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the pleasures in life. Small pleasures. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat-based, exactly. God, black licorice is such a base thing. I don't even know how people can stand it, honestly. You could tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. We're breaking in then. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Hmm. 15 cents. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
Ooh. That's not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Crane's Nude Rug Store. I mean, Underground Secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door, and they all squeezed
Oh
in.
God, this is gonna be another dead end. All right, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground Secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
Footage. Had to lean over and scratch it.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing.
Chaotic.
It was unclear
Must be
where they
like
ended
far
up,
underground.
but at least it was
Like,
solid
wow.
ground.
Oh,
The
hey.
air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. This suit has a broken mask. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? Well, at least we found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a nun creed and talks like a nun creed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. I love, like, the creepy music it's got going on. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Paul always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest's main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. She involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. She's totally involved. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. Uh-oh. What was that? Hide! Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Shit. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. They love anything that makes them feel clever. It gets around good for someone with type 2 onset diabetes. Exactly. God, I can't imagine him without another voice. They who? That's no matter. If I could keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us, says he's got an opportunity. He's found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people, but the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick in the villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to shop for Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him till the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step.
Oh God, he's gonna kill the children. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. You forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My Gran isn't out of this. He's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper! Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's gonna do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain. But why would?
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all! Look at those ears wagging in the wind. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. Hello, Sunny. Sunny has decided to join the stream. That did not go how I expected. So... we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. Woo! Getting sucked down the tube. You good? Yep. I love this town. Oh my God. I love this town too. It's amazing.
The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped
I think I'd have
against
fun
it,
doing this too.
The ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
What you doing, Sonny? There we all go. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got any on us. On any of us. It doesn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. You gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Ooh, I didn't get to go. No way, I didn't go this way. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we could clear off the snow. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Oh, we ain't even gonna discover that this is Beacon Pines. She. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed in all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. I got it. So obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo. Stick with me here. These species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimensions. They naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. So, poor Rollo. It's always alien. I was thinking that might be something discoverable, but it was not.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square,
here we go.
They spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild.
I probably will find the dead end soon.
Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized.
And then I'll have
what
to go
Nuncreed
back to
was
this
after.
other ending.
Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch.
Oh, there's a bunch
which
of fireworks
flickered
there.
in the bitter wind.
Explosives. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not gonna solve anything. You drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, do you know that this entire man's life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish.
Uh-oh.
His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens.
Uh-oh.
The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas on how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath.
Menaced at each
The moment
other.
balanced on a knife's edge.
Oh,
Amid a blur of emotions.
here we
and
go. We're
memories,
gonna get another pick.
Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Nuke it, Grandma. What do we do? Weep or hum? Well, obviously we're gonna have to go back and do the other one.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This all makes sense soon, Luca. And everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't!
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the
here we
deep
go.
darkness.
We're gonna get another ending. We know what happens,
She
don't we?
smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
And then the uncontrollable freezing happens. Gran doesn't know nothing.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching
Oops.
love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Right?
Now, we just
Well, I
need
mean,
to
I
find a
figured
way
that
to
out
deal
before
with a
because, you know, we went the other way.
force of nature.
Right. I love the art that's on the pages, though. Should we go back one more? Let's go back one more. Chill.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell
He
rung.
looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. And kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let me get out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No? And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah? So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient
Luca
notes?
gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives? I can't explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This all makes sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
Oh. You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
Uh-oh. A past that must be brought
He
to
punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
light. Well, he escaped. Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
And this is where we freeze again. Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Alright, so now we can go.
They'd run the classic. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving.
Okay, so now we can go back.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
We're gonna
And
hum.
in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody.
Oh.
It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
I wonder if they'll be able to find his mom eventually.
A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Get some melody in here.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes,
her, I guess.
trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face.
Damn, that's a pretty good
He peered across the
disguise.
snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close.
Well,
And the cold retreated
I was not
from their
expecting that
bodies.
one. But I probably should have, considering Juniper's obituary. Eleanor! I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. Thought that getting answers would help us both move on. The more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, even if it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. They don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared
Which
into
is
the
hard
snow
because he's
as
a
if
very
searching for
large
answers.
dog man person. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Poor Mr. Nuncreed. He's got the diabetes, and now the girl he liked turns out to be somebody else. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago,
Mr. Kerr.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest.
Oh, we're gonna
She
get like a
stopped in front of a
flashback.
large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base.
Oh, there it is.
She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest Liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And then that's where she went. Oh my god, look at all those bunny kids. And that is what change is all about. Here we come. Crashing this party. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man's a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. I picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. And they promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days while they had us evacuated. Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn. Ah, I bet she got into the slime and it aged
Whispers
her.
filtered through the crowd.
It aged her. Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. Mr. Nuncreed for the win. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It's just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Oh, there's Solomon there. That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. Oh. They'll must be working for him, I guess. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed where it doesn't belong. You know who that fucking is? Do you know who that fucking is? Okay, I know who it is. I won't say anything. We'll see who it is. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
I knew it! Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
Holy shit. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His
I
body
knew
and
it.
face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green
He's been
mist.
playing with immortality. Making himself young again.
Hushed.
You can tell a
horror
lot about a person by the
gripped the crowd.
confections they choose. Exactly. Or something like that.
This is a story about change.
Damn, now they make him look ugly. What? No! So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. The festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is all a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and revealed the sign. Sharper Valentine Festival. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Malice. Nice. So this isn't the ending here. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over
I mean,
the
there's
crowd.
only like 2 more of them. Come on. I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. Town for town beatdown. Exactly. There's only like 1, 2, maybe 3 clipboards left. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse. A son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you could just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? There he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Ha! Those wild bots, let me tell you. You'd think that puffed-up blatherskite could accomplish all of this. Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, It almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Yes, his name is Sharper Valentine. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Nice. An actor. Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Hey, he was that book, remember? He was in the library yesterday. There was a book written about him, by him. I remember that. Founder, I just wanted to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was Pat C the whole time? Now that your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I ever bought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
Nice.
The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines
It's
became
that
famous.
slime.
A secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all.
Oh,
Gifts
yeah.
that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Uh-oh.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Ooh, we can go back to here. All right, before we come back to here, I'm going to take a short break. Like a 10-minute break or so. Obviously, we can come back to this one eventually, I think. Maybe not. No, it's this one. I guess you could see how these aren't, like, ended here. So there should be, like, at least 2 more little flowers here. But I'm going to take, like, a 10-minute break. I'm going to use the little dragon's restroom, and I'll be right back. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in exchange for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting Dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or Arts Commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or Arts Commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or Arts Commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below on your screen to make a donation today. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and compassion. Are you, or a dragon you know, suffering from an understocked gold hoard? On April 5th, 1933, President Roosevelt ordered all gold over a small value be turned in and exchanged for smelly, dirty, paper human money. On June 5th, 1933, the United States officially went off the gold standard. Do you know what happens when a dragon's breath touches paper money? Dragons have had to resort to desperate measures, assuming human-like forms, depositing this paper money into human banks, and working jobs. Gone are the days you could burn down a castle and take its treasure. Many dragons are working on rebuilding their stocks of gold, but the exchange rate from feeble green paper to beautiful golden metal is very challenging. Please consider supporting dragon streamers with a donation, Twitch subscription, or art commission. Your donations will go toward gold bars and coins, which will eventually allow your dragon to sleep on a bed of gold again. It's the only way for a dragon to get a proper rest. Please call the 1-800 number below. And I'm back. So now we gotta go to Windows to the Soul over here. A malice.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes.
We're not getting a whole lot of options anymore, so it means we must be getting close to the end.
Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Alright, so there's nothing to check here then. Time to go to the tree house. Oh, look. The festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is more than a little sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone...
The two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modwell. I work here now. I am unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Interesting. I wonder if they change anything. Let's talk to people again. If we can. Whoa! We could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junking, sonny. Evening, Jeff. It's kind of late to be junking. I might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Bah, ever since perennial harvesting, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I'd better get going. I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. I like Jeff. Rollo?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rollo! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag.
He's gonna take a nap.
He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse.
He's dreaming
This time,
again.
He knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket, a keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. Dad, what is this place? A warm
It's his
grin
dreams.
across his father's face. A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together. Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward.
For him to
That's
choose.
to you. Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. Of
I mean, he's dreaming
I'm
though.
as real as the part of you that misses me. Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. And you? The doppelganger choked back tears. I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense?
No.
Through his tears,
No.
Luca laughed.
None of it makes any sense.
I think so. His father pulled him in for an embrace. Time to go, buckaroo. Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you in there?
A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Stop right there, or I'll... Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Holy shit, it's an elder Rollo. Who are
The
you?
large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Haha, Uncle. Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop, Luca.
Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him.
He
Something
grewed
about
up.
him was undeniably Rollo, only bigger, older, changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Don't know, they threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big, look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Yeah, I think they made all of him big. Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower. But beggars can't be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet, too? Dang. Pa just made me new shoes. Made everything bigger but his brain. Exactly. He didn't mature at all mentally. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What
His
the?
hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Kind of tasted like licorice. Oh no, now we know why Solomon liked the licorice so much. I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sorta smashed up in my cage and escaped. Nice. Wow, you smashed up in a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage. Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome! Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger! Ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
Oh my god. I'll take them all on. Hey fellas, what's up? Oh, she's got longer hair now.
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Ah! Take cover! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So, you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. The heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca, this is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you could say around me, you could say to Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Uh-oh. Okay. Just need to play it cool. Hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is gonna take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. And well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight, he and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck! He is! Him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much for her. To her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough for her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains, you'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know that I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But not another peach.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey. But that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry I got you into trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it, I kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? Sorry, I had to get a drink of water real quick. This next part is the important bit. I had this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr. Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Modwell seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And have you faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the end game, Bill. All your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh? It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they say loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone. Capital murder.
Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana of perennial harvest. He sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have an even topper banana on the field. What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, you think that body at the warehouse was the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then. So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome mat for my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. Even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right?
Rollo started to wiggle with excitement.
Oh my god. I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter 6. The
There's so
Heist.
many chapters to the
They spent
story.
the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention
Heck yeah,
the
man.
swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their
Interesting.
eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're gonna talk to Roxy cordially. Without her in fits, this whole thing could go bust. Me? Cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your
He
new
waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
circumstance? Bah, she'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even notice.
Beck snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Alona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie's in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you going to persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Oh my god. Well, Godspeed. We're gonna fail. Oh, you know what? I need to talk to her. Nope, I guess I can't. God, they even put a trash can beside him this time. Let's see, we gotta find Iggy and Tish. Oh, maybe she knows. Nope. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow. I admire the conviction. Can he really pull through? This lady's always... No touching. I like how we can touch it. I've already done this, but I wonder if it's not going to be any different now. Up at Dawn newsstand. I like it. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards? They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. It's true. It is a very important distinction. Well, there's Joff. What can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew your kids were all right. Great, so you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Uh-oh. Not a chance. But give me one good reason why I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
crooked. Crooked. God, they're all crooks. Like cockroaches. Stamp one out, and another one comes scurrying along to take its place.
Luca wasn't ready to give up. He shouted out again.
Okay, so I already did that. Fight! I've done enough fighting for one lifetime and more than my share of losing. Time's come to hang up the gloves. They're shit. Yeah, it's all shit. Still ain't helping. And that's some shit. Hide!
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Nice. Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. You'll never hear him say I hid for nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gob should cover it. Put it on my tab.
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff
Dusty grip.
reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. And now we have to find where the others are. Any charms that we could find in here? There we go. Nope. Can't even talk to nobody. The bullshit like we usually do. They must really want us to focus on the objectives here. There's Iggy. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of shit to each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately life has been kinda strange. Strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. After all this is done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause
With a quick
chaos.
nod, Luca was off.
Sweet. Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the treehouse.
A single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
Oh my goodness. I never expected this day to come. Oh my god, she said something more than yeah. How wonderful. Holy shit.
Chapter 7. Into the hive. A good heist requires preparation.
Oh
and
god,
thorough
into the
preparation
hive.
Takes time.
You know what that means?
Something they had
Bees.
precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We're locked and loaded on my end.
Nice.
And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach perennial harvest.
Unique for the role?
The outfit provided by
Because he's
Jeff wasn't
huge,
perfect,
I guess.
but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
Well, if Rollo is anything but confident, he's confident, yep.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Oh my god, what kind of fucking disguise is that? Just stay calm, Rollo, you can do this. Big Rollo, exactly, with the big mustache and wrenches. Got your delivery here. Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be? I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Nice. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the perennial harvest headquarters.
It's a good thing these clipboards aren't so smart. Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. God, it's so creepy how they all look alike. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just
He
check.
stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form.
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Oh no. Our harvest awaits. Sir? That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Ready to light this candle, Tish? Yup. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was that?
The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I've got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. Run away. Ha 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 ha. Phew. That was close. Our harvest awaits? Hey, I figure. When in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep. Deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. Now I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. And here we go. Perennial harvest reception. Better not head that way. Well, I guess we have to go this way then. That's odd. There's not even cups for the water. You just drink straight out of the faucet, you know? This whole place just feels fake. But of all things, a fake plant? Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Uh-oh. Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face.
Uh-oh.
His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. I know, knowing who he is, this is a lot more interesting. I wonder if I didn't miss something by not going into the other rooms. Dang, okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Becker are headed to Deep Engineering. Thank heavens you found it. We've got to get out of here. We can't just leave yet. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
I happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. Oh no, he's not gonna like it. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that.
Luca smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. Nice. She's gonna take out all the electric work. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mined a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
Nice. Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
Nice. How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble now. Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked number 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets.
Ha ha ha.
The screen blinked to life.
They should have
Columns
picked a
of green
better
numbers glowed on a
password for
black
Christ's
background.
sake. It was an awful password. How did you just guess that? Oh, this is absurd password Rollo heard before he went down here. When he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the Founder uses such a basic password. That's because rich people often don't know this sort of thing, you know? Oh, or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
He's pissed. Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rollo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery louse even doing down here? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door is marked number 13806.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Uh-oh. Maybe this one opens the lock. Well, you know that's not it. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't think with all this
He
noise.
quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is. Number 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. The creepy zombies are following them. Aw, man. No water cups. Rollo! I guess we're about to find out who he is. Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in.
Mr. Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rollo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rebel-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Nice. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there. After them. Okay, I think that worked. Rocky and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rollo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the young chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who was your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars, consistent with tempest liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no! They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest Liquamen. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secrets of Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest Liquamine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready in the harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest Liquamen is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest Liquamen to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contain obvious errors and mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Meh. These clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Like, now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modwell heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. Oh my god. What's that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
Nice. Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. Oh god, the book's on the chair. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't to worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face.
Oh my goodness. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. You must have been in here recently.
They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Yup. Rollo. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me, I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Oh no. Everyone else huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modewell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child, powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer. All connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ha! Yes, now you've got it. Tempest Liquaman, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Oh boy. Very good, Dr. Modewell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work. Which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of the...
Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Uh-oh. Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool! You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole even villain monologue thingy about it.
Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Mockingly.
Seize him! Luca! Over here! Move another inch and I'll smash it.
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency.
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed. What a lie. That's a lie.
Uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know that there's only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Nice. Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for
The blood
performance
drained from Kerr's
review.
face.
Of course, sir. But first you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think, all of this thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? Ha! I said, Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be a part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Well, crap. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Frollo, you just need some time. Frollo, it's over. We lost.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know. It's just we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems less like of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note, hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time and perennial harvest was growing short. So he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen key card. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempus liquamen.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted perennial harvests, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change. That doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. And that's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hall. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through.
Nice.
It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Kick ass, Gran, let's go. Well, actually, I guess it's Mom now, now that we know her secret. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what today? Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
It's too late.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No! Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Did she switch the vials?
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca.
Good going,
when
Belle.
I had the vial behind my back?
Good going, Beck. Change.
Might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change? This is why I missed Beck. I love Beck. Your unlucky penny. Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that gonna do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching
He will
green
spontaneously
mist.
combust. I don't know. What to find out. Maybe he'll spontaneously combust into an unlucky penny. No, he turned into a baby. Holy crap. He's a baby? Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly
All you
cradled
can
the
do is
squirming
shit really hard
child.
now. Shit and like do some spit up, right?
She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we? We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father or young Sharper. That would be a great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed
he's
the crowd
like-
with a stern scowl.
He's like aware, too. Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue. Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had.
He needs to be handed a fork and sat next to a wall outlet. Exactly. But you know, I wonder, if he's fully aware like he was as a child, like, he wouldn't actually do that, though.
The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers
I wonder
planted
what the
their
other
crops with a
two.
sense of joy
No, he wouldn't
and
actually do it,
optimism.
but it would be a convincing scene. It would be.
And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again,
I guess he's
its
got to
light
grow up
slowly
now. Ha!
spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
It'll be even worse later. All this time to plot. It's true. Rollo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute.
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
Nice. Oh, there she is. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny, I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now, I enjoy it. Interesting. Whew. I hear you and Rollo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rollo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown, literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head. But I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next?
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards
Nice.
skipped town, but some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for arts can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Now, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now, this right here, this is something I can be proud of. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yeah, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Nice. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest to goodness, flip-flopping, swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. It's been at least 7 years since I caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What do you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond, hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Nice. A little higher. Yup. A little lower. Yup. Little higher. Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of an antenna redesign. Fine, Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Mission control. Slow and dirty harvest. Oh no, he's got the baby. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon Sharper doing? Look at the fucking face on him. Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modwell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. Nice! So he's a real baby. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. He's biding his time. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
Oh my goodness. That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, a.k.a. William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. Nice, that motherfucker went to jail. Oops, no. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house. I don't really have time. Zariel, you gotta come see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Aw, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if I know. It's too late. You're now officially a person that cares. Nice. He looked at his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
I wonder if she's Miss Hatch. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Hey, look! She's awake. I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft of the story to a reporter in Capital City, and they offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals. Sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint you, but my adventuring days are over. Ha! We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me, would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations. Excuse me, I'd love to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends. And I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet. You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times. Fine, I'll wait.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
Oh no. God, why are there so many? Good afternoon, Mr. Tulliver. Achoo! Sorry, these allergies have been killing me. Haven't been able to smell anything all day. Almost sold Mrs. Hatch a gallon of spoiled milk this morning. Got anything out? Help clear out these darn sinuses? Whatever it takes, I just want to be able to smell again. I don't know if it'll work. Achoo! Not right? I need something a little spicier, I'm afraid. Okay. I figured that was spicy enough. Oh, there we go. Achoo! What's wrong? Well, I like the spicy peppers. Put them on something that'll really wake up the senses. Oh, okay. Pungent, then. He wants the fish. Ew. That is so gross. I call this one a cod for the common cold. Oh my, that's spicy and stinky. I'm sorry, I'll try again. No, you don't see what this means? I can smell again. Looks like your father isn't the only doctor in the family. Hey, Mrs. Hatch, what can I get you? Oh, I'm not terribly hungry. Something snack size if you could. I call it the novella. Lovely. This just in. The last chance diner ever run by gremlins. I'm not a gremlin, I'm Luca.
Mr. Wilder adjusted his monocle jokingly.
I stand corrected. In that case, Would you believe I'm craving for a burger? You've come to the right place. Indeed, I'll have a nice juicy burger topped with onion. Where's the onion? There it is. Pungent. Here you go. I call it the Wilder. You know I love a good byline. Many thanks. If it isn't little Luca. Hey, Uncle Uncreed. How come you haven't been around the house lately? Well, your dad and I had a little disagreement is all. How's he doing? Has he mentioned me? Not really. He's been busy lately. Sometimes he doesn't come home from work before bedtime. Is that so? Well, tell him I'm thinking of him. You seem sad. Nonsense. What can I get you for lunch? Fact of the matter is, I don't have much of an appetite right now. But, Uncle Uncreed, you gotta eat. I'll make you something special. That'll cheer you up. I don't know which one to do. I'm sorry, Luca. Seems I still can't muster much of an appetite. Hang on. I'll make something to cheer you up. Gosh, what is it though? Candy and candy and bacon? Dang it! This one's hard to puzzle out. Jeez Louise, this one's hard. There are too many. Oops. I guess I can't talk to her. Dang it. Goodness gracious. I don't know. And I get this one. Probably not this either. Oh my god, and I can't get out of it. Alright. Google it is. Any and adorable. Okay. I call it the cheers looking at you, kid. One burger with a side of good vibes. Oh, Luca, you sweet boy.
Mr. Nuncreed reached down and patted Luca's shoulder with an enormous hand.
You got a lot of your daddy in you, don't you? I guess so. Run along. I'll do my best to clean my plate. Listen well, child. I'm only going to say this once. I require a well-done burger. Got it? When I say well done, I mean it. Well done, no problem. I fear you aren't grasping my request. I want the burger charred beyond recognition. I want it bitter and black. One burnt burger coming up. And top it with the most expensive thing you have. Alright, well, I know what that one is. A burnt burger with salmon eggs. May I present the row, row, row you burnt. I can hardly believe it. You've done well. Mrs. Fratelli had caviar stashed back there. This woman is full of surprises. Very good. This will suffice. I have a coupon here for one free burger. What'll it be? Well, I have a lot of mouths to feed, so give me the biggest burger you have. You must eat a lot, huh? You have no idea. Oh, and throw some lettuce on top. She's a bunny. They have so many kids. Alright, stack a burger. I like how she used the one free burger to get the biggest one. That's something I would do. I call it, the too much is never enough. This should keep them at bay. Thank you. Alrighty, looks like we've got everything we need. Let's go to feeding these folks. Oh, I already fed everyone. You made all the food yourself? What on earth did you put on the burgers? I just used what was lying around. Oh dear, that can't be good. Thanks again, Luca. Best burger I ever ate. Surprisingly competent. Everyone seems happy. You really are a remarkable boy, aren't you? I did it! Oh wait, I suppose I could have walked out the front door.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in the new labs. Did you know that? Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to the population before Perennial Harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. It just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Nice. Piper, you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. To experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go? Sure thing. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? Don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on, come on. No one is too big, no one is too small for Joff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Look at all those little bunnies. Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Oh my god. Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dynastis Titius. And that's good? It's great! I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. I guess we should see what's in here. No, I guess we can't. This says keep out. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You officially moved in! It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I have to warn you, most years aren't gonna be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Yeah, take Joff's wild ride. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, the ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Whee!
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for.
Hooray! We finally did it.
Honestly, I began to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along.
Sniff, sniff.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Paul always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh, God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. Not again! You got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're gonna forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. I loved that old tree, but I knew he would love this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modwell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I can finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go, but that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Tis the end. Close the book. Sweet. I wonder if there's something after the credits. I suppose while we wait, this is a good time to tell everybody, or remind everybody about the pinned comment. I have a coloring book out. It is Marvelous Creatures of Chinese Mythology, a book by yours truly. I actually did all of the drawings in that coloring book on stream, so you can go back in YouTube and rewatch some of the VODs. And also, I even made my own Chinese border because, you know, Clip Studio didn't even have any borders that I liked, so I needed to figure that out, and so I did. So it is currently $7, $6.98 on Amazon.com. So you guys can go and visit that. And of course, my commissions are also open. You can come to my VGen and my Ko-Fi to see that. Waiting for these credits. But yeah, there's no AI used in any of those, in those coloring pages. They're all hand-drawn. I did use some other brushes for like the scales and stuff just to save time. But they were created through Clip Studio Paint. And these are I think this was crowdfunded on Kickstarter too, by the way. So these are all their backers, which is pretty cool. There are so many people. It was such a cute game though. I really liked it. It definitely fit the Summerween theme. There's probably just like an achievement for getting through the credits or something. Dying of feels nice. Our next stream is going to be Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're going to play some Honkai Star Rail. I also need to like totally get ready for my mom visiting this weekend. And apparently my big shindig, my big face painting job for its back to school thing. It's going to be super cool. We are definitely back to school on Thursday and Friday. So I don't have like too long to finish cleaning up. But I need to clean up. Mostly just organizing things. Because, you know, summer camp kind of kept me busy for a while. These, like, 40-hour-a-week hard labor jobs are rough when you get, like, 15,000 steps a day. Unfortunately, I have to use my human form, so that means a lot of walking and no flying. And no magic either. I had to build all the fires by hand. And after like 2 weeks of rain, it was rough. Risk Laifu for waifu? Okay. Some of these names on here are really weird. And I just like find, like occasionally my gaze will fall upon an interesting one. It's kind of funny. Trying to see if there's any funnier ones. Nope, that's it. That was a lot of backers. No, I guess that was it then. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for the night. I will see you guys all on Wednesday. And yeah. Keep an eye out for stuff. If you go follow my Twitter, it's on the About page and on my other socials. Thank you all and have a nice night.